Frank and Joe were roommates in college. Frank, big man on campus, very, very popular. Joe was a geek. Joe used to sit there studying, hitting the books all day long. Frank felt bad for his roommate Joe. What are you going to do with these geeks? He tried to help him, tried to direct him, but there was nothing he could do. All day long, all Joe did was study, study, study. After college, they went their different ways. Joe went on to medical school, onto a field of medicine. Frank sort of drifted, never could really find himself. 15 years later, they meet up when Joe pulls up in the parking lot, gets out of his imported sports car, walks into the fish department of the supermarket, and behind the counter, who does he see cutting fish but Frank, my old buddy Frank. They hug and kiss. Wow, I haven't seen you in so long. Frank looks over at Joe and says, Joe, is that a custom-made suit? Wow, I really like it. Joe looks over at Frank and says, your apron? I really like it also. At that moment, Frank gets it. At that moment, Frank understands that for the rest of his life, he had an opportunity and he blew it. For the rest of his life, he realized he was in school, he could have accomplished, he could have set his career path, but he blew it. He wasted that opportunity, and for the rest of his life, he'll suffer. Every time he has a rent payment that he can't figure out how he's going to make, every time his kids say to him, how come it is that Joe takes his kids to all the best places? Why don't you take us anywhere? For the rest of his life, Frank will suffer with that understanding. And I believe that's a fantastic parable for life. When we leave this earth, every one of us will look back at our days on this planet and will say to ourselves, what was I thinking? I had the chance to grow, to accomplish. I had the Torah and mitzvahs that allowed me, afford me the chance to make myself into what I'll be for eternity. Why didn't I accomplish? Why didn't I use that opportunity? And then forever I will either greatly suffer or greatly enjoy what I accomplished in this world. Understanding that we're here for a few short years, understanding that this life is but an opportunity to make myself into what I'll be forever, is an understanding and is something that will allow a person to enjoy his stay in this world and allow him to accomplish the reason why God made him, put him on this planet.